Hey everybody, Gunnar Anderson here, a friend of Core Performance with a little bit of a do-it-yourself project to add a carry clip to the side of the Core Performance EDC coin purse. I'm a friend of Core Performance. I've known Justin Lee, co-founder and CEO of Core, for probably going on 20 years, and I've been buying his products all along the way. So for this project, we're going to need obviously the EDC coin purse, some scrap wood or something to serve as a backer, as we're going to put some holes through this. The running joke is when I used to wrench on project cars, you'd get t-shirts that say "I void warranties." And I'm probably going to do a little bit of the same thing here by putting holes in a perfectly good product. But in addition to a coin purse and wood, you're going to want to use a power drill of some sort. I don't care if you have a drill press or a handheld, a straight edge, a little bit of scrap Kydex laying around, a straight edge, a 3/16 inch drill bit. Your drill bit may vary depending on the type of hardware you're using. Of course, you need a extra clip. What I have here is an extra set of belt clips for a or holster that I bought. I am also going to use some different hardware to mount the clip to the side of the EDC coin purse, because the included hardware is longer than what we need for our purposes. So I have some extra hardware laying around from making Kydex sheaths here in my garage. File, or you could use sandpaper, anything like that, just to help soften some of the corners of the Kydex backing we're going to use. Screwdriver, marker, pen, anything to mark, a nail that you can use to start your pilot hole. Here we have a 1/8 inch, I believe it's 1/8 inch, yep, roll pin punch. If you know I have a roll pin punch, we can be friends. We're going to use a vice grip to hold this, because we're going to heat this up to put a hole through the material of this. A pliers, you don't have to have a huge pliers like this, but something just to help snap the Kydex after we score it to the right size and want to break it off. And then of course a heat source to heat up the punch to put a hole through the material here, the laminate used by Core Performance. And yes, I've already tested out that process. If you heat it up enough, it'll go right through. We're going to start by emptying the coin purse, because yes, and if you're curious, yes, I have carried this all over the world. Go ahead and do a search on Core Performance's website for some articles I've written about that. You can see I have a lot of change, a $20 bill, a key, and a button compass. So now that we have this empty, we're going to figure out exactly where we want to place the belt clip and orient it in the right direction. So like I said, this is an extra belt clip that I have for a Tenacore holster of mine. We're going to take apart the included hardware, because again, it is too long for my purposes. We're going to set that aside. And we see where we're going to have it. So we're going to come along here with a Sharpie. That looks about right. Mark a couple of holes. Okay, and so now we know where that is going to go. So the next step that we're going to do here is try to do a little bit of a pilot with a nail. And this is going to go through the, I believe it's actually a Velcro brand, or at least the hook or the loop hook backing that I have on the inside of the coin purse. Now we're going to go and do second hole. Now, if you didn't have a center punch for burning a hole through this, I'm sure you could do the same thing with a nail and just get it to the right size. But when we do this next part where we heat up the punch to make the hole, you definitely want to have a backer so you have something that's going to stop your item, your punch or your nail as it goes through. So, if anyone's ever worked with MAP Pro gas, you know this gets really hot. So that's why we're going to hold the center punch with a vice grip. Okay, and right through, you can see it sizzling there a little bit. Let's see if it's still hot enough to do a second hole. Nope. We're gonna heat up a little bit more. Holding firmly, and it's kind of awkward because I'm trying not to get my head directly over the view and block the camera. Okay, so we're now going to set the punch on a piece of scrap wood, hoping that we don't start a small fire out in the garage here. And you can see on the inside there is daylight going through the coin purse, so we have our 2 holes in there. So instead of just mounting the belt clip to this, we're going to have a little bit of a backer, so that helps give some structure and helps hold the screws on the back side of this. If you've never worked with Kydex before, it is frankly a pretty awesome material. Super easy to cut. It's also pretty cheap. You can go online and get a sheet for just a couple of bucks. It's great for projects. If you're like me, you make knife sheaths or anything else out of it. It's just a great thing to always have around. So I have some relatively thin Kydex. I'm guessing it's about a 1/16 of an inch. So we're going to get our straight edge out. There's no magic to how long it is other than it's just got to cover the distance between those holes. Just score a line or 2 across it. You can see I didn't put a ton of effort or gumption into that. Grab one end with the pliers. Okay, now you got your Kydex snipped down to size. I don't think you have to do this next part, but I'm going to just take it across a hand file just to dull the corners a little bit. I'd rather not scrape up my knuckles any more than I typically do when I reach into the coin purse to grab some change, dollar bills, anything like that. Again, you can use sandpaper. I could go over to my belt sander, trying to do everything in the shot, and you can see how quickly you've got the corners filed down. So we can now set the file aside. We are done with that. Now the next trick is we're going to drill some holes to have it match up. Again, we're going to make sure that we have the wood backing so that we're not putting any more holes in this thing than we really want to. So, like I said, I have some extra hardware laying around for making sheaths. If any of you ever took shop class, you know the proper way to measure the drill bit you need to use is find the shank of the drill bit and compare it to whatever you're trying to match up. And you can see that, hopefully this works out for the camera, that this is the right size. No bigger, no smaller. than the hole that we need to put through. And like I said, we're going to have the Kydex be on the back side of this. You can probably have the smooth side, frankly, either way that you want. If you want to put the hook and loop on after all of this, maybe it's easier to have the smoother side exposed. That's something that I might do at some future time. So, holding the Kydex in place, having things, as best I can tell, pretty square with what I'm trying to accomplish. Helps if you go the right way on the chuck, the cordless drill. Okay. So again, just checking by feel to make sure we're roughly in the middle of everything that we're trying to do. Okay, let's see how we're doing here. Okay, yep, we got our holes through the Kydex and the EDC coin purse. Now it is just a matter of inserting the hardware, the belt clip, and we're going to be done. Okay, here we go. You have a choice of if you want the Phillips head of the mounting hardware on the inside or outside of the belt clip. You know, I think it might look like a little bit of a cleaner install if we have it on the outside. So let's give that a try and see how that goes. Let's see, we might need to bore it out just a little bit more. Okay, let's see how we're doing here. Okay, now that looks like the hardware is going to comfortably fit through that. There we go. Just took a little extra oomph to get that through the hole on the inside. Again, it's the sort of thing where this would be a lot easier to do if I could just stick my head directly over it and completely block the camera. Okay, so mounted. Okay, we're going to finish getting the hardware screwed in here, hopefully. Again, this is not as difficult as it looks. It's just really awkward when you're holding it far enough out to not block the camera view. Okay, and there you have it. Core Performance EDC coin purse with belt clip. Best of luck, everyone. Looking forward to using this even more than I already do. Stay frosty.